What's up, what's up, what's up? Back again for what let me get my computer so I can check. Hold on, y'all, I'll be right back. My bad, y'all know I hate doing that. I hate, my bad, hold up. Sorry if y'all couldn't hear me. I know I hate doing that, but it's a little bit of a struggle to remember these. Let's see. So yes, this is 59. And let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. So for 59, the weather for today is pretty nice. Not gonna lie, it's pretty nice. Not sure how the hell this damn computer is wanting to act like it has Wi-Fi, but nothing else in the house does. So that's weird. But no, it's not. It doesn't have Wi-Fi. It's doing nothing. But I got the computer just to make sure I was at the right episode. This is 59, and that is right. And this is for Monday, February 28th. It's now 12:30, March the 1st. So that is exciting. We are 2 months into 2022, and still keeping a lot of our resolutions alive. Like, super proud and super happy with myself, and gotta stop saying super. But yeah, it's been a wild ride, I must say. But we're still on it, we're still on the bandwagon, I guess. Still getting things done and trying our best to be our best, and it's looking like it's got some light at the end of the tunnel. I'm gonna say this: it feels like the light is getting brighter. If not, um, it feels warmer. Because light brings warmth, the sun and all. Views are going up from what I can tell. It looks like we had a couple days of 200 views, at one with 600. Wow. I mean, mostly from the shorts. But I'm just confused as to how this internet wants to act like it works sometimes and it doesn't. So yeah, we've been having some connection issues with the internet around here. But overall, the channel is growing slightly, slowly. I'll give you guys a view of the graph. It's doing what it wants to do, Mostly from the shorts, like I said. I'm going to start posting more shorts because those are definitely showing themselves to be more popular than my 30-minute resolutions videos, which I'm not really mad about that at all, but I just feel like I want to do what's not just this all the time. I want to do more content per day, as well as like doing more things that get attention. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just do stuff for just like myself. I'm not trying to be selfish with my channel. I want to do things for entertainment. I want to do like comedy skits. I want to do like more intricate stuff. I definitely want to do more car mechanics. That's definitely on the horizon because I've been thinking a lot about my car. I also thought about doing like workout videos because I'm trying to get myself motivated to want to do that. I really think I should just like record everything in my life besides being at work, because I would get fired if I record myself there. But plus I don't talk about work on here anymore. That's just a different life, I guess. It's like I work for the Secret Service because I can't talk about work at all. But that's not a big deal. I'm not really tripping about that. Really don't care. I really would rather make this more about my personal life than my work life because I want to keep those separate. I would really love for my channel to be my work life, you know, it be my job, like what took care of me. But that's not the case right now. So we're going to keep chugging along until it is, and I'm going to work this like it's a second job, which is why I'm recording these videos without internet service, because when it gets turned back on, I will be right back at you. This will not slow the show. I will probably upload all these videos at once, being that I don't have connection right now until later today, because now it's Tuesday and I'll get paid today. So I'll get paid, I'll get the service back on, I'll get these uploaded, and then since my TV doesn't really do anything without the internet, I'll probably end up recording a couple more kit games, because what else is there to do? You know, it's 12:30, you know, I don't really have much else to do besides shower. I can't really edit these yet. So I'm just going to get them recorded, have them ready for when the connection comes back, and then I can upload like 4 videos that day. Now, from what I heard, that's not great for the algorithm. They get lost in the algorithm, but I really don't care. Not really in here trying to cheat code the algorithm. You know, that's just not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be consistent and disciplined and keep my word, which is the most important part of what this whole thing is about. Kind of fell behind on the kid game. Haven't really fell behind on resolutions. I'm up to date on resolutions. I keep hitting roadblocks. Sometimes the roadblocks are because of family things where I'm like doing stuff with the family after I get off, or you know, trying to get rest before work, so I don't, you know, always get to them in a timely manner. But I still get them done. You know, like I said, I want to work this like a second job, because I don't want to spend 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, supporting someone else's dream, which is my job, 9 to 5. Well, not 9 to 5. I work a different shift than 9 to 5, but my 9 to 5 job is basically supporting someone else's dreams, because I don't work for myself. So when I get off work, I make sure I put what effort I do have left, what energy I do have left, into supporting my own dream, into a job that I like. And this isn't a job quite yet because I make no money off of it, but that doesn't mean I should stop doing it, and it doesn't mean I will stop doing it, and it doesn't mean I won't start making money off of it one day. You know, you gotta live for yourself sometime, you know, and I have a lot of faith in myself and my abilities to make something out of this. I have a lot of faith in my abilities to stay committed to this, and I have a lot of faith in the fact that what I'm doing and what I have to offer is something that will have depth in the YouTube realm, because I mean, I don't feel like I'm somebody hugely special or important, but I do feel like I can be to the right people. So with that being said, we're going to continue chugging along. We're going to continue making our resolutions. We're going to start making more of our how-tos. We're going to start making some, I don't care if we have to do dance tutorials. I don't care if we got to do ASMRs. I don't care if we got to do reaction videos. I don't care if we got to do fucking watching my kids play with toys. I don't care if we got to do car mechanic videos. I don't care what we got to do. The one thing that I am going to do is I'm going to keep that camera rolling, and I'm going to give you guys a front row seat into my life and to the knowledge that I know, because the whole purpose of this channel is to offer what a father would offer to a child, mine or otherwise, in information, in knowledge, in perspective, in everything, you know, in everything. You know, I'm offering myself as a universal parent to whoever's child is on YouTube looking at, well, what's it like to have a dad, you know? And if you need to learn how to fix your car, if you need to learn how to do some little minor carpentry stuff, if you need to learn how to hang a picture, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't have a lot of content to really be teaching you much yet, but stick around, and we'll get there. That's why this channel is called Popz Garage, because the whole basis of what is talked about on this channel is things you would talk about with your dad, a dad, any dad, in the garage where dads love to hang out. So, no, I don't have a garage. No, we're not in an actual garage right now. No, we're not always going to talk about cars. No, that's not what this is about. But that's what it's called, and that's why it's called that. So, with that being said, we're going to keep chugging along, and I'm going to quit trying to get imaginary internet to work, because it's not. And I'm going to put this down, and we're going to finish our resolutions episode 50. What did I say this was? 59? Yeah, this is 59. So we're almost at 60. Almost at 60. Before you know it, we will be at 100. And what's crazy is when you think about it, so you're 1/3, almost a third of the year over with. Like, so with 60, if we're at 60, that means we have 40 more days to 100. Once we get to 100, there's only 365. Once we get to 130, we're a third of the way there. But being at 60, I mean, we just do 60 more, and we're at 120. Don't make fun of my math skills either. But, so for today, work was work. Had a little hiccup at, certain points where it was like the little turmoil from the day before kind of like boiled over, because I was still kind of manifesting revenge into my mind in the wrong ways. I'm still at a very real crossroads about my sneaker collection, because I do hold it very near and dear to my heart, and I feel like it's like one of the only things that I actually have and can maintain for myself, and to motivate me to know what, there is out there for me, because I don't have I just don't have like a lot of different things that I can afford to indulge in. I don't have a lot of different things that I'm interested in. I do have an interest in like auto mechanics and like my cars and stuff like that, and I should probably put a little more focus onto that. I haven't really had much focus on that since I started getting back into the shoes, and that's taken a large chunk of my disposable income. But something else that kind of goes off into a whole different tangent is, so I was watching King of the Hill when I first got to work, because I went to work early. I went to McDonald's and got some I guess you would call it breakfast, because I got it right after I woke up. But I went to work about an hour early so I could eat my McDonald's at work. And I was watching King of the Hill, right? And Peggy and Min and Dale were watching this stock guy on TV, which, I know it's like, just let me tell you the story. So they're watching this guy who talks about stocks on TV, like how they do on like MSNBC, the guy who's like Around the Horn or whatever the guy's dude. I know there's like an actual dude that does this. But he's talking about stocks, and he's giving them tips on like which stock to invest in today, and what's the hot stock, blah, 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 blah. So they invest in the one he talks about that day, and it tanks. And he was telling them on the show that like, hey, sometimes it's like that with stocks, invest the way you can invest and not invest like how everybody else is. But one thing that he pointed out that I felt was super, super, super prominent information. And people don't realize that there are so many hidden gems in cartoons that it's ridiculous. Like, you get so much more information if you don't have to pay close attention to them. But weirdly enough, I'm the type of person that will play cartoons like King of the Hill, which is my favorite, and not even watch it, just listen to it. And what Peggy said was, and I actually wrote it down in the notes. And what she had said was, you have to invest in what the average American is buying. And she said, who's the average American? So she's asking, she was like, I'm going to put a fine tooth comb towards who the average American is. And these are tips that I swear anybody can use, and they will help you with investments. I'm not an investor, and this is not investment advice. I'm not a stockbroker. But this will get you started in the right direction, I promise you. Stock tips. This is what I wrote down in my notes. Wrote it down as soon as I watched it on King of the Hill. Stock tips. It says, no, I don't want to enter my stuff. Stock tips. Find people who are middle-aged, obese, have disposable income, poor impulse control. Invest in what they buy. That's genius. That is genius. And I got that off of King of the Hill. And then what it led to in that episode was, and this is how Peggy like buys this huge flat screen TV for Hank and everybody at her house. They noticed that the average American is the guy who lives across the street, Hank's good friend, best friend, Bill Dauterive, who is middle-aged, obese, has disposable income because he's in the military, and has poor impulse control. So they literally just follow him around the grocery store, see what he buys, see what he, gets his eye caught on, what he puts in his cart, goes to whatever items he has that are, however, whatever their parent company is, and invest in them. And in a month, she buys this humongous flat screen TV just with that money. And Min and Dale invest with her. But what happens is, towards the end of the episode, which is also relevant information, is that once Bill realizes that they're watching him, it's like this effect where the outcome changes because you know you're being watched. So you don't select things that you would normally select because you know someone else is waiting for you to pick something. You know that there's a choice to be made, and there's it's like being overly thought out. So you choose the wrong stuff. So basically, my philosophy was, I can ask people at work that are in those qualifying, parameters, and just chime in or just hook on to the things that they tell me are impulsively, or like, okay, so my tennis shoes are poor impulse control, but that's also a door or like a treat to dangle in front of someone else who may not want to open up to me about their poor impulse control, or that I can't follow around a grocery store or whatever store they shop at, that would make them want to open up to me about what they have poor impulse control over. And all they have to do is tell me one product and find out if it's publicly traded or who is the parent company that maybe is publicly traded, and we're investing. That's what the bigs do. Now, there are other ways to go about, trading and market, information. But that right there is a genius strategy. Like, people don't realize, it's right there in front of you what you need to be a good investor. But another thing I've learned about investing, when the small little stuff I've done on like Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, is that you have to know how to not put all your eggs in one basket. But I had to learn that the hard way. And that is by losing cold hard cash. But another thing I have learned about the stock market, and that it it does, is that the stock market is exactly what they say it is. It's an investment. It's not a get rich quick. It's not an overnight. I mean, day trading is real. You can really make some money doing that. People do spend their days doing that and survive off of it. I mean, there are ways to invest so much that you get dividends to a point that you can live off of them. Like, that's a real thing. But we're talking astronomical amounts of money to do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not the expert. I'm not the person that you want to fucking take to the courthouse with about how this stuff works. But I do understand that. I do understand compounding. I do understand the main objective in making money off stocks and investing. Your highest value product in that whole entire equation, and no matter what you invest in or how much you invest in it, the number one item that you have to be willing to spend is time. You cannot do this, make any kind of money, any kind of progress, any kind of profit, unless you have time. If you don't have time to let that money sit, and if this is money you need next week for the internet bill, you do not need to look at stocks. Don't even turn your head that way, because this is money you have to act like doesn't exist. Don't even have it. Never had it. Don't even want it until you retired, or until it's gone, until it crashes. Now, with the situation being what it is in like the world and politics and stuff like that, that's another door opening for a whole different market of success. See, what other people don't realize is the people who got in front of masks and pharmaceutical companies before COVID probably will never work again. Now, the people who get in front of the things that, well, you could have learned. So, depending on how old you are, you could have learned this before Afghanistan. But certain stocks rise in war times, and certain things become very profitable during war times. Not that I know what they are. I mean, I'm sure guns, aviation, stuff like that, things the military does, especially, this isn't gonna, I hope this isn't considered insider trading, but I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up. But my job, where I work at, let me see. Let me show y'all. This place right here. This place right here is going to do real good in wartime. Because we are literally helping the engines of jets for these things stay in the air. We are giving longevity to the engines of all of these things. And I don't know about you guys, but who do you think uses these things? That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say nothing else. But that's the point I'm trying to make. So what I'm thinking is, if this really pops off like they say it is, then the numbers for our company are going to skyrocket, which is great news. But only if I put everything I got towards that betting on that. And that goes against another tactic of stock trading, and that is, do not put your eggs in one basket. I don't care how good it may seem. Do not do it. Like, I did that one time so there was this one company called Ocugen, pharmaceutical company. and they did like this some kind of split, which I do understand when it's splitting it with like a stock split. So like sometimes it goes different ways, but in this situation, it went from like a $5 stock per share to like a 30-cent stock, and I got like 10 shares instead of one. So my thing was that I was paying the heaviest attention to at the time was the 52-week high. So I know 52 weeks is a year. This is telling me how high this stock has been in the last 52 weeks, or basically in the last year. This stock had been up to $10 before this split, and it drops down to like 30 cents. I literally sell every share I have in everything else, and I had almost 20, 30 different companies of shares. Not very many, 2, 3, 5, 10 most shares of all these different companies. And I sell them all to invest $1,300 into Oxygen. Oxygen never went past 30 cents until I sell them all, get the cash that I had left, and stop looking at stocks for, let's see, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and Oxygen goes back up to $10. If I would have had all 1,300 of those shares, or I had more than 13, I had like 2,000 shares, and I spent 1,300. However the math works, it was flunked. But if I would have had basically how it worked out is if I would have had all of those shares and that stock would have stayed up like that, I would have made like 20 grand off of that $1,300 that fast. But it's so volatile. That's the thing. It's so volatile. Like, it scares you. Like, when you see this little bit of money that you have and you're like, oh my God, this is like, for me, the issue with me was the money that I had been investing was just like little side money that I didn't really care about. But what had happened was once I lost my job, it was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to afford to keep investing in stocks. This little money I have in the stock market is really all I have left. And it's hard to have faith in that when that starts fluctuating the way it does on a daily basis with the stock market. Like, you're just like on a roller coaster ride with your life savings, and you're like, nah, I don't want to ride this wave anymore. And then another thing I did that was super, super not smart. Stop saying super, Caleb. So, Bitcoin got up to 30K, and I was tweaking. I was like, 30K, that's crazy. Because I was watching stocks all the time. That's another thing you can't do. You can't watch these mugs all the time. You got to buy them, have them, look at your balance every 2-3 months. Leave it alone. Bitcoin was at 30K, right? When I was still working at my last job, Duke Energy. And then I quit working there, had my little stocks. And this is around the time when we was getting stimulus checks. So I'm talking in a year's time, it went from 30 to 60. And I was like, 30 to 60? What the? That's a double. Like, that, you doubled your money. And you can buy fractional shares. So it's like you don't have to pay 30 grand for one share. You can get a fraction of a share for whatever you have to invest in. And you know what I mean? It'll double that. But I got in with my stimulus checks. I spent my whole stimulus checks on Bitcoin. And I'm thinking, oh man, it's gonna double. Bitcoin never went, to this day, I guarantee you Bitcoin still ain't went above 60,000 a share. And if it has, kudos to Bitcoin. But I just couldn't take that ride, man. I swear I was up. And I had this mind that, man, I know Bitcoin is going to go to 100 grand this year. It's not a race. It's a marathon. It is a marathon. But what you have to realize is people are investing in this stuff all the time. People are making money off this all the time. But it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not an overnight success story. It is The number one most expensive part about investing in stocks is spending time. You have to spend the time letting your money compound, letting it just continue to grow slowly over time. And don't get me wrong, there are some times when they do splits and you get dividends and you're like, what? I just made a little couple extra dollars. That's what's up. You got to learn to be satisfied with that. You got to learn to just take your little wins and run with them. And you also have to learn how to take your little L's and not get butt hurt about it. You got to have some thick skin to get in the stock market, because it will bend you over. It will bend you over, and it does not use lube. It will fuck you. It will. And I don't feel like I've been fucked to the point where I'm not going to get back in it, because I've been wanting to get back in it for the longest. But I think what I'm going to do this time, because I just have like I have a leeriness of the apps now, because I didn't really come out on top. But I think I'm going to go with TD Ameritrade instead of Robinhood, or instead of, any of these other trading things. I'm going to try to do TD Ameritrade to figure it out. But I got to do a lot of research before. That's my thing. Like, I can't just blow money on shares and do stuff that, I'm just frivolous about. I have to literally be very frugal, be very strategic, and I can't just put money into stuff that I don't want. Like, I want to get into the big guys while they're low, and just use the philosophy, buy low, sell high, and that's all it is. But that's been on my mind a lot lately, and I do want to get back into that, because that's an exciting thing to do. And to me, it kind of feels like gambling. Stocks kind of reminds me of gambling, because you don't know what these companies are going to do. Even the huge companies, Apple, Google, all of them could, any of them could crash. Any of them could just shut down and you lose everything. But it's a gamble. You gotta use what you're comfortable losing. And it's like, whoa, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, because in my eyes, there's nothing that I'm willing to lose. I'm not willing to lose nothing. And I get super butthurt when I take small losses. So I'll get on there one day and see that it's down, $50, $60, $100. And I'm just like, you know what? We need to get out of this, because any more than this, I'm fucked. But now that I'm in a different place, and I think I might wait until probably 6 months after I've been at my job before I start really investing a little bit every month. But I want to focus more on allowing my retirement to grow more than, because this is a good time for our company, being that it's wartime. I don't think it's going to be a real war, but I mean, hey, who knows? I'm not a soldier, so I could care less. I do know one thing. There are no winners, only losers. But I fit right in with them. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and probably get a couple kick games done, because I'm feeling alive. And it's a new month, March the 1st. One thing that just really hit me hard just now as I'm sitting here is tomorrow is my brother's birthday. And if I am 30, he would have been 32. Damn. Damn. He's been gone a long time. But it is what it is. As always, thanks again for tuning in. Thanks again for watching Popz Garage TV. Hope you guys enjoyed our little talk. If you feel led, like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. We will be right back at you again tomorrow. As always, adios.